Hello and welcome to week one. If you watched the first video of the overview of the syllabus, then you're kind of getting an idea of where to find some things. I want to walk you through week one a little bit, and so we'll go out to our classroom. We'll go into content. I want you to pay attention to week one and how it is outlined. So if I click on week one, you'll see the learning objectives, part one, part two, video, research paper, assignments, and the APA 7th edition. So I want to show you something. In part one, you'll need to actually read the instructions for yourself, which is very important in terms of following instructions on a job. So you want to read this. And what this is going to do is it's going to get you to look at the LibGuides, which will show you how to find CCTC APA resources. And you're also going to be looking at, as we go back up here under part one, under those LibGuides, there's also an HUS Research guide. That is going to show you where you're going to find your peer-reviewed journals. So if we click on this, you'll see that it automatically brings you to Human Services. I tell students to use the Psychology and Behavioral Sciences. So let's look up schizophrenia treatment. Let's just look up schizophrenia treatment. Now what I tell people to do is get the full text, peer-reviewed, within the last 10 years because you want the most recent articles. And then I also tell folks to click PDF format. So we're going to click the search button and see what comes up. So let's see here. What do I want to look? Maybe I want to look at electroconvulsive therapy and clozapine in treatment of resistant schizophrenia. So let's just say that that's what I want to look up. So I'm going to look at that. And I may want to download the article. And if I download the article, what I typically try to do is remember at least part of this, part of the title. Because if I'm going to save it, if I'm going to save it after I download it, I might want to save it to my disk. And if I want to save it to my disk, I want to be sure that I have the ability to save it. So let's say that I want to go out here and save it under 2020 spring. So I might put schizophrenia and ECT, and then I might save it. And then I could go back later and I'll go into 2020 and I'll have to look through here for schizophrenia ECT, and then I can bring up the article again and use it to cite my sources. That's part of what I want to show you. There's another thing that I want to show you in this particular week as well. So let's go back out to our class. And let me get back there. I think I kicked myself out. And so log in. So what we're doing this first week is I'm giving you a chance to learn APA. And giving you a chance to actually practice APA. So let's go back to our course here, and we're going under content, and we're going back under week one. So under week one, under part one of week one, I've showed you the LibGuide, the research guide, and here's the video that you're actually going to watch and take a quiz on by the 15th. So this course is moving pretty quickly along. Also, we want to go back and also under discussions, you're going to want to go out there and under getting to know you, you want to introduce yourself with a quote. And then we're going to go back to content again. Under part two, there are several things out there. The first thing is the publication manual of the 7th edition of APA Introduction. There's also a reference guide to APA out there that shows you how to cite a journal article, a book, a chapter in a book. Then I ask you to go to the New Krug article, and if we pull that up, I want you to be able to cite this article. I want you to pull up a Word document, just like this, and I want you to cite it as if it was a reference section and in the body. So you're going to need to know where the authors are, where the title is. You're also going to want to know where the DOI is. You're also going to want to know the year of the article, the name of the journal article, the date, the volume, and the page numbers are all going to play a part of this. Also, use all of your resources. So if I were to go down here to the student annotated paper, it's going to show me how to cite in the body. And if I go all the way down to the references section, it's also going to show me how a paper is supposed to look in the references section. If that's still not helpful for you, use all of your resources. Go back under week 1 and it says APA 7th edition. Out here, there are in-text citations. It's a PowerPoint video that you can look at, and it's going to tell you when to cite, the type of citations that you're going to use. And right here, it shows you what it looks in a reference list entry, as well as a parenthetical citation in the body or a narrative citation in the body. And you can continue to look through this and learn what APA is. You're going to have to actually do APA in this course because when you do your journal article reviews and your video reviews, you're going to have to cite both of those in the body and in the references. So this first week, I'm giving you a chance to kind of ramp up and learn some of the citation skills and giving you a chance to practice that. So yes, it is graded. Yes, I am looking for the correct information there. So one of the key things that makes this class probably a little different is that you really are going to have to read the instructions. You're going to have to go up there and pull up resources and actually look out there for information. This also helps you to look for things and to help you know, that I have to be learning how to look around and find my information. So it's helping you do a couple of things. It's helping you find information, and it's helping you know how to use that information. In week 2, very similar thing, very similar outline. Part 1 and actually part 2, the research paper and assignments. I told you, I think in the introductory that each week I'm going to say a little bit about the research paper to help you continue to work on a little bit of it at a time. The assignments are going to be listed here. So you can see next week, you're going to have a quiz on the student annotated paper. Now that's back from week 1. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come down here where the student annotated paper is under part 2. And it's probably be a good idea for you to print this out. And you're going to have a quiz on this. And looking at it and trying to understand it, because it's not enough just to see APA. You're going to have to actually do APA in this class. So I'm trying to help you with these first couple weeks to get acclimated into that, and also with these first couple weeks helping you practice some of those APA skills. And so this is the way to do it, is to actually get in there and actually do it. So the assignments for this week, for week 1, the first one is there's a discussion where you're going to introduce yourself, the getting to know you. The second one is the research quiz. And these are all going to be due by January the 15th. The citing the APA assignment is actually due January the 19th. The same thing's going to work out for week 2. Each week, you're going to have a part 1 that is due on Wednesdays and a part 2 that is due on Sundays. And I did send that out in the tips, and it's also out on the announcements. So one of the things about this course is you really are going to have to slow down and read. And you're going to have to slow down and pay attention to the things that we're going to be talking about each week. And you're going to have to look at some things for yourself, because starting in week 3, you're actually going to be analyzing articles and you're going to be citing them on your own using that APA. So you're really going to sort of be tested on it each week as you're using it each week. So I do want to bring all of that to your attention. Again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to call me. Now, one of the things that I may ask you or may say to you is, have you read or have you looked at the videos? And if you tell me no, I'm going to ask you to go and do that first. Because I want you to learn how to look for as many things on your own as you can. I don't mind helping, but I want you to be able to learn to find things and learn to read things and find them on your own. I'm looking ahead for when you're working in the field and there may not be anybody around to tell you. So I'm trying to help you navigate that a little bit on your own. And so I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.